In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. About what do they question one another? Is it about the tremendous tidings, concerning which they are in disagreement? No doubt of it. But they will come to know, before long. No doubt of it. They will come to know. Have we not made the earth a resting place, and the hills pegs to hold it down? And we have created you in pairs, and we have made your sleep for repose, and have made the night a mantle, and have made the day for seeking livelihood, and we have built above you 7 mighty heavens, and have created a dazzling lamp, and have sent down from the rain clouds abundant water, to produce from it grain and plants, and gardens of thick foliage. Surely the time of the day of decision is fixed. It is a day when the trumpet will be blown, and you will come in multitudes, and the heavens are opened up and become gates, and the mountains are uprooted and set moving, and become vapor. Behold, hell lies in ambush, a resort for the insolent. They will stay in it for ages. They will taste in it neither coolness nor any drink, save boiling water and pus, a reward befitting their evil deeds. For they did not expect a reckoning, and emphatically denied our revelations. Everything have we recorded in a book. Taste, they shall be told. All that you will get here is increased torment. Indeed, for those who fear Allah there is a great achievement. For them shall be gardens and vineyards, and high-bosomed maidens of equal age for companions, and a cup full to the brim. They shall hear the neither idle talk nor falsehood. A recompense, a gift well considered, from your Lord, Lord of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them, the All-Merciful, with whom none will be able to converse. On the day when the Spirit and the angels stand in the ranks, they will not be able to speak, excepting him whom the All-Merciful allows, and he will speak what is right. That is the day of truth. So whoever wills, should seek a recourse to his Lord. Surely we warn you of a doom which is near, a day on which each man will look on that which his own hands have sent before, and the unbeliever shall cry, "Oh, would that I were dust." In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. By those angels who drag forth men's souls, and those who gently draw them forth, and those who go along, gliding, by those who press forward urgently, and those who administer the affairs commanded by the Lord. The day will indeed come when the first blast will shake the earth, and will be followed by a second blast. Hearts on that day will tremble. Their eyes shall be downcast. The unbelievers are saying, "Shall we indeed revert to our original state, even after we are decayed bones?" They say, that would indeed be a detrimental return. Surely it will only be a sing-e cry, and, behold, they will be awakened. Has there come to you the story of Musa, how his Lord called to him in the sacred valley of Towa, saying, "Go to Pharaoh, most surely he has rebelled, and say to him, are you willing to be purified? I will then guide you to your Lord, and you shall fear him." And he showed him the tremendous sign, but he denied and disobeyed, then turned away seeking to do mischief. Then he gathered and summoned his people, and proclaimed, "I am your supreme Lord." So Allah seized him and made him suffer with the scourge of this world and the hereafter. Surely there is a lesson in this for him who fears. Is your creation more difficult to that of the heaven which he has built? He raised it in height, then gave it a structure, and made dark its night, and brought out its mornings. Thereafter he spread out the earth, and generated from it its water and its pasture, and the mountains he set firm, a provision for you and your cattle. But when the great disaster comes, the day when man will recall all that he did, and hell will be brought within sight of all who look, then as for him who rebelled, and preferred the life of this world, surely hell will be his home. But as for him who feared to stand before his Lord and restrained his soul from lusts, surely the garden will be his home. They ask you about the hour. When will it arrive? How are you able to say anything about it? To your Lord belongs knowledge of its appointed term. You are only a warner for him who fears it. On the day when they behold it, it will be as if they had had but an evening or at the most, up to the morning following it.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. He frowned and turned away, because the blind man had come to him. How do you know that he would not have attained purity? Or might have paid heed, so that the reminder might have been of benefit for him? But as for him who considers that he is beyond the need of the reminder, to him do you pay attention, though it is not your fault if he is not purified. But as for him who comes to you hastening in his zeal, and he fears Allah, him you ignore. Behold, this is an admonition. So let him, who wills, pay heed to it. It is on honored pages, exalted, purified, set down by scribes, who are noble and righteous. May man perish. How ungrateful is he! What is this thing from which he created him? From a drop of semen he created him, and made him, finely, proportioned. Then he smooths his path from him. Then causes him to die, then buries him. Then, when he wishes, he will bring him to life again. Certainly, he has not done what he commanded him to do. So let man consider his food. See, how we pour down the water in showers. Then, we split the earth asunder, and cause the grain to grow in it, and grapes and other vegetation, and olive trees and palms, and gardens of dense foliage, and fruits and pastures, provision for you and your cattle. But when the deafening cry will sound, on the day when a man shall flee from his brother, and his mother and his father, and his wife and his children, for every man on that day shall have preoccupation of his own, to suffice him. On that day, many faces will be shining bright, laughing, rejoicing at happy tidings. And other faces on that day will have dust upon them, covered with darkness. Those are the disbelievers, the wicked. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. When the sun is folded up, and when the stars are extinguished, and when the mountains are set moving, and when the camels big with young are abandoned, and the wild beasts are brought together, and when the seas boil over, and the souls are reunited with their bodies, and when the girl child who was buried alive is asked, for what fault was she slain? And when the scrolls of deeds are unrolled, and when the sky is stripped of its coverings, and when the fire of hell is set blazing, and when the garden is brought near, then shall a soul know what deeds it has brought with it. I call to witness the stars that recede, and travel across the sky and set, and night when it is closing, and the morn when it breathes into life, that this truly is the word of a noble messenger, of high regard with the Lord of the throne, one to be obeyed, and trustworthy. Your companion, O Meccans, is not mad. Surely he beheld him on the clear horizon. He does not withhold what he knows of the unseen. Nor is this the utterance of an accursed devil. Where, then, are you going? This is nothing but a reminder to all mankind. To him among you who desires to walk straight. But you wilt not so desire unless Allah wills it, the Lord of creation. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. When the heavens are split open, and the stars are scattered, and when the waters of the seas spill over, and the graves are overturned, every soul will then know what works it has sent ahead of it, and what it has left behind it. O man, what deceived you about your generous Lord, who created you, and fashioned you, and made you in proportion, and then gave you different forms, as he thought fit? No indeed, but you deny the doom. Appointed over you are watchers, noble recorders, who know all that you do. Surely the pious shall be in bliss, and the wicked shall be in the fire, thrown in it on the day of judgment, and they will never be absent from it. And what will convey to you what the day of judgment is? Again, what will convey to you what the day of judgment is? A day on which no soul can do anything for any other. And the command on that day will be, absolutely, for Allah.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Woe to those who defraud, who, when they take a measure from other people, demand it in full. But when they measure out for them, or weigh anything for them, they fraudulently cause them a loss. Do these people not think that they will be raised up on a mighty day, the day when all mankind stand before the Lord of the worlds?
And what can make you know what is sijin? It is their destination, recorded in a register inscribed. Woe that day to the deniers, who deny the day of recompense. And none deny it except every sinful transgressor. When our verses are recited to him, he says, legends of the former peoples. No, rather the stain has covered their hearts of that which they were earning. No, indeed from their Lord that day they will be partitioned. Then indeed they will enter and burn in hell fire. Then it will be said to them, this is what you used to deny. No, indeed the record of the righteous is in Aliyeen. And what can make you know what is Aliyeen? It is their destination, recorded in a register inscribed, which is witnessed by those brought near to Allah. Indeed, the righteous will be in pleasure, on adorned couches observing. You will recognize in their faces the radiance of pleasure. They will be given to drink pure wine which was sealed. The last of it is musk, so for this let the competitors compete. And its mixture is of tasneem, a spring from which those near to Allah drink. Indeed, those who committed crimes used to laugh at those who believed, and when they passed by them, they would exchange derisive glances. And when they returned to their people, they would return jesting. And when they saw them, they would say, indeed, those are truly lost. But they had not been sent as guardians over them. So today, those who believed are laughing at the disbelievers, on adorned couches observing. Have the disbelievers not been rewarded this day for what they used to do?
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, when the heaven is split asunder and will listen to the command of its Lord, and it is right that it should be so, and when the earth is spread out and has cast out all that was in her, and is empty, and will listen to the command of its Lord, and it is right that it should be so, O man. You are striving hard towards your Lord, then you will meet him.
Then whoever is given his account in his right hand, he truly will face an easy reckoning and will return to his people, rejoicing. But whoever is given his account behind his back, he shall call for destruction and roast in the blaze. For he lived, sunk, in pleasure with his people. He truly thought that he would never return to Allah his Lord, however, was ever watchful over him. I swear by the afterglow of sunset and by the night and what it gathers together and by the moon, when it is at the full, that you will journey on from stage to stage. So what is the matter with them that they believe not? And when the Quran is recited to them, do not bow before Allah. However, those who disbelieve, continue to deny, and Allah knows best what they are hiding. So give them news of a painful doom, except those who believe and do good works. For them is a reward which will never be cut off.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the heavens, with its constellations, and by the promised Allah, the day of judgment, by the witness and the witnessed, cursed be the people of the trenches of the fire, well fed with fuel, when they sat by it,
and themselves watched what torments they inflicted on the believers. They, the unbelievers, did not take revenge against them except that they believed in Allah, the Almighty, worthy of praise, to whom belongs the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth. And Allah is witness of all things. Most certainly, those who persecute believing men and believing women and do not repent, for them surely will be the torment of hell, and theirs will be the doom of burning. Surely those who believe and do good works, theirs will be gardens underneath which rivers flow. That is the great achievement. Surely the punishment of your Lord is severe. Surely He it is who creates, then reproduces, and He is the all-forgiving, the loving. His is the glorious throne, achiever of what He desires. Has there come to you the story of the host of Pharaoh, and, the tribe of Tamad. But those who disbelieve are committed to denial, and Allah surrounds them all, though they know it not. Surely, this is a glorious Quran in a guarded tablet.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. By the heaven and by the nightly visitant. And what will teach you what the nightly visitant is? The star of piercing brightness. Every soul has a guardian over it. So let man consider from what he is created. He is created from a gushing fluid
that issues from between the loins and the rib. He is indeed able to return him to life on the day when secret thoughts shall be uncovered. Then will he have no power nor any helper. By the heaven which ever returns the rain, and the earth which splits with the growth of vegetation. Surely this, i.e. the Quran, is a decisive word, which distinguishes between truth and falsehood. It is no flippant jest. See, they devise a plot against you, and I devise a plot against them. So respite the unbelievers. Leave them to their devices for a while.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Praise the name of your Lord, the Most High, who created all things and fashioned them in proportion, who has decreed the growth and destiny, and then guided them to the goal decreed for them, who brings forth the pasture, then turns it to black and stubble. We shall make you recite our revelations so that you shall not forget,
save that which Allah wills. Surely he knows that which is manifest and that which is hidden. We shall make your path easy for you, so remind them, if you see that the reminder profits men. He who fears will heed it, but the one who is mischievous, who does not fear, will flout it. It is, who will be filing into the great fire, in which he will neither die nor live. He prospers who purifies himself, and remembers the name of his Lord, and pray. But you prefer the life of this world, although the hereafter is much better and much more lasting. All this has come in the former scripture, the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Has there come to you news of the overwhelming event? On that day many faces will be humbled, toiling under the burdens, worn out, burnt by a scorching fire, drinking from a boiling spring. There will be no food for them save bitter thorns,
which does not nourish, nor does it appease hunger. On that day, other faces will be happy, well pleased with their worldly effort, and its reward, in a lofty garden, where they hear no frivolous speech, where there is a gushing spring, where there are raised couches, and goblets set forth, and cushions arranged in rows, and silken carpets spread out. Why do they not consider the camel, how marvelously it has been created, and the sky, how it has been raised up, and the mountains, how they have been hoisted, and the earth, how it has been outstretched? Remind them, for you are merely one who remind. You are not appointed a warder in charge of them, but whoever turns away and disbelieves, Allah will punish him with the severest punishment. Truly, to us is their return, then it is our job to call them to account.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. By the dawn, and the 10 nights, and the even and the odd, and the night when it is departing. Surely, in these things there is an oath for him who is mindful. Do you not consider how your Lord dealt with the tribe of Ad,
the people of the many-columned city of Iram, the like of which was never built in the earth? Semud, who hewed houses out of stone in the valley, and, with Pharaoh of the tent peg, who, all of them, were defiant against Allah in their lands, and spread much corruption in them. Your Lord, therefore, unloosed upon them the scourge of his punishment. Surely your Lord is ever watchful. As for man, whenever your Lord tries him by honoring him and is gracious to him, he claims, my Lord has especially honored me. But when he tests him by restricting his provision, he cries, alas, my Lord has disgraced me. No, but you do not honor the orphan, and do not urge on others to feed the poor, and you devour the inheritance with voracious greed, and love riches with an overflowing love. So, when the earth is ground to a fine powder, and your Lord shows himself with the angels rank on rank, and hell is brought near that day, on that day will man remember his deeds, but what good is the remembrance to him? Then he will say, "Oh, would that I had sent forward some good for my eternal life." On that day none punishes as he will punish, nor will anyone bind as he binds. O soul at perfect peace, return to your Lord, well pleased with him, well pleasing him. Enter among my honored servant, enter my paradise.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, I swear by this sacred city, and you will be given permission to fight in this city, and the Father and the Son whom he begot. Truly, we have created man in a state of affliction. Does he think that none has power over him? He boasts, "I have squandered so much wealth."
Does he think that none sees him? Did we not bestow upon him 2 eyes, and a tongue and 2 lips, and guided him to the 2 ways of good and evil? But he has not attempted the steep ascent. And what will convey to you what the steep ascent is? It is, to free one who is in bondage, and to give food on a day of hunger, to an orphan near of kin, or the needy man in desperate strait. And then he is one of those who believe, and exhort one another to persevere, and exhort one another to compassion. Their place will be on the right hand of their Lord. But those who disbelieve our revelations, their place will be on the left hand. Fire will be a cover over them.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the sun and its morning brightness, and by the moon when it follows it, and by the day when it reveals its radiance, and by the night when it enshrouds him, and by the heaven and by the one who built it, and by the earth and by the one who spread it out,
and by the soul and the one who perfected it, and inspired it with consciousness of that in which lies its evil and that in which lies its piety. He is indeed successful who purifies it, and he is most surely ruined who corrupts it. The tribe of Samud denied the truth in their insolence, when the one most depraved among them broke forth, and the messenger of Allah said to them, "Here is the she-camel of Allah, so let her drink." But they gave the lie to him and hamstrung her, so their Lord crushed them for their sin and leveled them, and he does not fear the consequences.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the night when it covers in darkness, and by the day when it becomes bright, and by the one who created the male and female, surely your striving is directed towards diverse goals. So he who gives generously and fears Allah, and testifies to the good Islam,
we will gradually guide him towards ease. As for him who is grudging of his wealth, and heedless of Allah, considering himself self-sufficient, and rejects the good, we will gradually involve him in hardship. His wealth will avail him nothing when he falls in the pit. Upon us the obligation of guidance to mankind, and to us belong the hereafter and the finer life of this world. So I have warned you of a blazing fire, in which falls only he who is unfortunate, who rejected and turned away, and saved from it will be the God-fearing. He who gives his wealth for the purification of his self, and not because anyone has done him a favor, which he desires to repay. He does not give, except for earning the pleasure of his Lord, the Most High, so he will surely be satisfied in the future life.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the bright morning, and by the night when it darkens, your Lord has not forsaken you, nor does he dislike you. Truly, The hereafter is much better for you than the present life. Indeed, your Lord will give you that which you will be content. Did he not find you an orphan and shelter you?
Did he not find you wandering and guide you? Did he not find you in need and enrich you? As for the orphan, do not oppress him, and as for the beggar, do not mistreat him, and as for your Lord's blessing, proclaim it.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, have we not expanded your breast, and removed from you your burden, which weighed down your back, and have we not exalted for you your mention? Indeed with hardship there comes ease. Indeed with hardship there comes ease.
So when you are free from calling people to Allah, exert yourself to the utmost in worship, and devote yourself to your Lord, turning towards Him with eagerness and making Him your quest.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the fig and the olive, and Mount Sinai, and this secure city, most certainly we have created man in the best mold. We then cast him down as the lowest of the low, except those who believe and do good works. So for them is a never-ending reward.
So how do you then reject, O unbelievers, the day of judgment? Is Allah not the greatest of all judges?
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, read, in the name of your Lord who created man from a clot of blood, read, and your Lord is most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man what he knew not. Nevertheless, man is rebellious.
For he considers himself self-sufficient. Verily to your Lord is the return. Have you considered him who prevents a servant of Allah the Prophet when he prays? Have you considered if he is proceeding on Allah's guidance, or enjoins piety? Have you considered if he gives the lie to the guidance and turns away? Is he then unaware that Allah sees? Surely, if he does not desist, we will seize him by the forelock, the lying, sinful forelock. Then let him call upon the counsel of his associates. We, in our turn, will call the guards of hell. So obey him not, but prostrate yourself and draw near to Allah.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, we have sent it down on a night of power, and what will make you understand what the night of power is? The night of power, it is better than 1,000 months. The angels and the Spirit descend in it by the permission of the Lord, with every decree, peace and blessings. This is till the breaking to the dawn. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, the unbelievers among the people of the book and the idolaters were not going to leave off their erring ways until the clear proof came to them. That is to say, a messenger from Allah reciting pure pages, containing authoritative chapters. The people of the book did not differ among themselves until the clear proof had come to them, and the command to them was that they should worship Allah, keeping religion pure for Him, being upright like Ibrahim, and that they should keep up prayer and pay the poor aid, and this is the true faith. Those who disbelieve among the people of the book and the idolaters, they are most certainly in the fire of hell, where they will abide forever. They are the vilest of all creatures.
Surely those who believe and do good works, they are the best of all creatures. Their reward with their Lord is the gardens of Eden beneath which flow streams. There will they abide forever. Allah will be pleased with them, and they will be pleased with Him. This is for him who fears his Lord.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, when the earth will shake with its final convulsion, and the earth will then bring forth its burden, and man will say, what could be the matter with it? On that day the earth will relate all that it knows, because your Lord has sent down a command upon it. On that day mankind will come forth, sorted out in companies, so that they should be shown the deeds.
Then he who did an atom's weight of good, will see it, and he who did an atom's weight of evil, will see it.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the panting war steeds, striking sparks of fire with the hoofs, by those rushing to raid at dawn, raising, with the running, clouds of dust, then cleaving through, in a body, the enemy host. Surely man is ungrateful to his Lord.
Indeed, he himself is a witness to this, for he is obsessed with a passion for wealth. Does he not know that when that which is in the graves will be brought forth, and that which is in the breasts is made known, on that day their Lord will have perfect knowledge about them.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, the calamity. What is the calamity, and what can make you know what the calamity is? The day when mankind shall be as scattered moths, and the mountains will be like fluffy tufts of wool. Then as for him whose scales are heavy with good deeds,
he will live a pleasant life, but as for him whose scales weigh light, he shall plunge into the womb of the pit, and what will convey to you what is the pit? A raging fire.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, you are distracted by worldly gain, until you reach the grave. Never mind, you will come to know. Then indeed you will come to know. Surely, if only you know with a certain knowledge, you would realize that you have to witness hell.
Then most certainly you will see it unmistakably in front of your eyes. On that day you will be asked about the pleasures you used to indulge in.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, by the flight of time, most certainly man is in loss, except those who believe and do good, and enjoin upon others the true faith, and enjoin upon others patience. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, woe to every scandal-monger, fault-finder, who amasses wealth and keeps count of it, thinking that his wealth will make him immortal. Certainly not. He will be thrown into the consuming flame. And what will make you understand what the consuming flame is? It is Allah's kindled fire,
which rises above the hearts, closing down upon them, in towering columns.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, have you not seen how your Lord dealt with the masters of the elephant? Did he not fail the stratagem, and send against them a swarm of birds, which pelted them with stones of baked clay, and make them like green crops devoured by cattle? In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, for that security to which the Quraysh had become accustomed, for the customary journeys in the summer and the winter, they should worship the Lord of this house, he who has protected them from hunger and made them secure from fear. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, have you considered him who denies the day of judgment? This is the one who harshly repulses the orphan, and does not induce others for the feeding of the destitute. So woe, then, upon the worshippers, those who are unmindful of the prayer, those who want only to be seen and approved,
and refuse neighborly help and cooperation.
In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, we have indeed blessed you with great good, so worship your Lord, and sacrifice. Your enemy is he who will be cut off. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate, say, O unbelievers, I do not worship what you worship, nor do you worship what I worship, nor will I ever worship what you worship, nor will you worship what I worship. To you your religion and to me, my religion. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. When the help of Allah has come, and with it has come the victory, and you see people embracing Allah's religion in the multitudes, celebrate, then, Allah's praises, and seek pardon. Indeed, He is the oft returning to mercy. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Abu Lahab's hands will break and he himself will perish. Of no avail to him will be his wealth and that which he earned. He will enter in a flaming fire, and his wife likewise, who goes about bearing a load of firewood on her head. Around her neck there is a rope of palm fiber. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Say, He, Allah whom we worship is one. He is the everlasting refuge on whom all depend. He has no offspring, nor is he begotten, nor is there anyone who is his equal. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Say, I seek the protection of the Lord of the Dawn, from the mischief of all that He has created, from the mischief of the night when its darkness spreads, from the mischief of those who blow dark enchantments over knots, and from the mischief of their envier when he envies. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the Most Compassionate. Say, I seek the protection of the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the God of mankind, from the mischief of the whisperer of evil, who whispers and then withdraws, who whispers in the hearts of mankind, from among the jinn and mankind.